I'm Ray the Butcher. We're here today to do the leg of lamb. We're going to bone and butterfly the leg of lamb, and I'm going to show you how to tunnel bone. Okay, what we've got here is a pair of legs. This is off a 20 kilo New South Wales Australian lamb. I'm just going to remove the tail there and cut the pelvis in half. Okay, and we're taking the tail off and we're just going to mark down into the pelvis area and just pushing the knife down and snapping it apart like so. And it comes apart quite easy. And you've got two legs. Then we're going to work on one at a time. Okay guys, so we're just going to trim a little bit of fat off there, take that off like so. Then what I'm going to do is take off here, which is called the hip bone. We're going to remove that bone there, or the pelvic bone. And just by using the tip of your knife, we're going to come in like so, up and around. And inside we just release the tendon, holds the hip in. Try not to dance around the product, moving it around to suit you. Just coming in like so, and up and around the bone. Inside here in the pelvis, there's a little knob that sticks out that you have to spin up and around. That's the little part that's going to catch you out. Little part just there like so. Then we're just going to cut the Achilles tendon, which is this part here on the lamb, just like so. And you'll see a visual seam coming down the lamb there. And what we're going to do is just chase the seam down and pull it apart so that you can see that we're separating what is a natural part of the lamb. So we're removing down the seam here and we're just chasing to the other side of the bone. Here is two bones left and we have the tibia and the femur. So we're making our way down through the Achilles tendon and releasing it onto the femur bone. On the back here we have what is called the patella, or is known as the kneecap, and that there will be part of the joint. So we just want to come down on the bottom of the patella and mark up like so. Try not to slash into this area because later on it won't be desirable to have these little holes in the meat. And if we're going to add any stuffings, the stuffings will fall out of the hole. So what I'm doing there is just releasing it to a point where we can start to see the femur, and I'm just scratching with this part of my knife quite close to the butt and pushing down the tendon like so. So I'm just going to make my way all the way around the bone. And you'll hear that noise scraping up against the bone, that's good. And what you have to do is make your way all the way around the tendon and release it. And you'll see there that it's all completely removed. Okay, we're going to repeat the same process on the other side of the bone. So we just come up like here and release, come over the top of the bone, keeping it up against the bone. Always work your way pushing down onto the bone so that if you make any slips, you're not going to cut into the meat. And I'm just making little cuts to scratch that bone off. And repeating the process all the way around. It's a bit tedious, takes a bit of time, but once you get that part done, you'll see how easy it is to take the bone out. So we've released it at the top end and the bottom end, all the way around, making sure that the meat and the tendon is removed. Once you get to that stage, then you just grab the bone, making a 90-degree angle, and just give it a spin, and you'll feel the tendon start to pull, and as you release the bone, it's come out without any meat on the bone. In amongst here, you'll feel the joint. You'll feel there's a little mark. You just stake your knife into that joint there and release on each side. This is probably not necessary. Your dog might like a bigger bone, but if we were to make a lamb shank, then we just cut this part off and sit that in as a lamb shank, and that's one meal there and a bone for your dog. Okay, so we'll remove this little tendon here at that end because that's a very tough part that's not very nice to eat. A little bit of fat maybe off the side there. So what we have there is a whole leg of lamb that has 3 portions. What I'm going to do today is just open it up in between the top side and the round, and once again there's another natural seam that just flows down in between there. So what I'm doing there is opening up the leg so that we have the 3 portions open like so. What we're going to do today is butterfly this top side section straight in half like so, and maybe give this a little cut just to open it up. And we've got something that in summertime will go great on the barbecue, feed about 8 or 10 people. On the back there, a bit of fat, which is always good for the cooking. Maybe just give a couple of scores. If I don't do that, what I find is the lamb will start to go back to its natural shape on the barbecue, and we're just breaking up the tendon so that it sits flat. Now that we've butterflied that, you can take a bit of seasoning, a bit of salt, rosemary, garlic, that sort of stuff, and throw it on the barbecue. But another good idea, give it a little tap with a mallet or something heavy just to flatten it out in the areas that are a bit thicker, and what that will do is give you an even cooking all the way through. So we have the leg of lamb butterflied, boned and rolled. And be sure to check out Ray the Butcher's next video.